962 Fallen Boulevard. I've been a resident of the town for many, many decades, and I'm here tonight to continue a conversation that we had 2 months ago. As many of you know, I've made the decision to speak out publicly about my personal trauma and abuse at the hands of Mr. A, my 3rd and 4th grade teacher in 1970s. Throughout my life, I've taken on extreme challenges, mental, physical, professional, but nothing has been more difficult than this over 50 years plus. Much to my surprise, what I've experienced over the last 2 months has been amazing. I can tell you this, the sun does shine on the other side of coming forward. I never expected to receive the love and support from fellow survivors, some of them in the office or in the room here tonight, friends, family, neighbors, people that I didn't even know over these past few weeks. It's beyond anything I could have ever imagined. As predicted, since the last BOE meeting, many more survivors of Mr. A have come forward. Some have chosen to speak publicly, others have not. For those that have found the courage to speak, there's been real comfort, the beginning of healing, a sense of solidarity within our group. Now I know that some people are asking in this community, why should the residents and taxpayers of Leonia care about something that happened over 50 years ago? These men, some of them are over 55, 60, in their mid-60s. Why should we care? Here's why. Child sexual abuse leaves lifelong scars. Survivors live with depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress, broken relationships, addiction, even higher risks of heart disease and other health problems. On the outside, survivors may look fine, maybe like myself, well-adjusted, but the truth is the damage never disappears. It affects families, workplaces, communities for generations. This is why it matters, and this is why the entire community, not just the survivors, have a stake in how we respond. Since the last meeting, a core group of survivors have organized as the voices of Leonia survivors and Mr. A. We've been networking, sharing our stories, and discussing how best to move forward. And we believe the time has come for the Board of Ed to take an active role, not just in acknowledging the harm that was done, but in leading the healing and restorative justice process for the survivors and the broader community. We don't expect the board to do this alone. None of us have the experience in managing a crisis like this. This is why we're recommending that the board use a third-party expert, and we've suggested engaging the services of RAIN. They offer a confidential 2-hour session that's privileged and protected. This means that they're shielded from use by insurance companies or legal counsel. The sessions will give you, the board, the chance to hear from the experts who have guided other communities through crises like this. You can ask questions, understand the liability issues, and most importantly, learn new ways to approach the crisis with honesty and courage. So here's the ask. This is the ask of you, the board. Commit tonight to scheduling one of these sessions. 2 hours of time, that's it. Show this community that you're willing to lead, learn, and begin the process of healing. And I have to ask you this directly. I came here 2 months ago. What, if anything, has the board done or is considering doing for the survivors of Mr. A? At the very least, give us the courtesy of a response. Yes or no, we're doing something. We deserve the clarity, not silence, as we've endured for over 50 years. I appeal to each of you personally. Imagine if this happened to you, your children, your loved ones, what would you expect? For decades, the BOE has leaned on legal counsel, rightfully so, and while those attorneys have may shielded the board and district from legal action, they failed at the bigger picture, and guess what? Those attorneys and firms are mostly gone now. Their fees have been collected. We, the taxpayers, have paid them. They're gone. They had no skin in the game, and the problem has landed in front of you. So the question is this: do you have the stomach and moral courage to do the right thing when so many others before have failed or chose not to? There's one thing I know for certain in closing. The survivors, the voices of Leonia, will no longer be silent. We'll continue to push forward with or without you, the Board of Ed, because we have no choice. Thank you.
Good evening, esteemed board. My name is Sam Jones. I spent my first 20 years living in Leonia at 141 Crescent Avenue. My mother moved here in 1955 and moved away in 2002 to join my one sibling and I up in northern Michigan, which is where I currently live. I was sexually abused by former teacher Mr. John Anagnosti countless times. For me, easily 75 times over a single year. I was not in his homeroom. He sought me out. He knew that my father had left our family the year before, and any little boy would be desperate to have a male guide in their lives. I have flown 1,000 miles here today so that I could encourage all of you to do everything in your power to make sure that the abuse that I experienced will never ever occur again in the Leonia school system. After seeing other victims come out on a Leonia-themed Facebook page, I decided it was time for me to finally face what happened to me so long ago. The most difficult part about this is that the year before this first occurred, I was abused multiple times at a children's art and music camp in New Jersey by my bunk counselor during the summer of 1968. I was also abused by my own mother hundreds of times over a 4-year period starting in 1967. Annecy Scott School was my favorite place to be that year before. I wasn't at the summer camp and I wasn't in my house. I knew I would be safe until I wasn't. Once Mr. A found me, the abuse felt as if it was coming from all sides of my life. Thank goodness for all of my Leonia friends and my dear sister, all who have loved and cared for me, but never knew what occurred in our house or at Apple Farm Children's Camp or at Annecy Scott School. Out of sheer desperation, I stuffed these experiences as far back in my mind as was possible. I did my best to live my life in a caring, empathetic, patient, and loving way. The problem was I was not able to love myself. I was sure that I had somehow brought this all on. As my life progressed, I fell into a deep, long depression, and along the way, I tried to take my life 3 different times. All of you may think, what in the heck does my trauma have to do with today's Leonia school students? When this happens to one person, it affects all the people in their lives. I really so hope that none of you or your children have to ever experience what all of us have gone through. There is no way that you all have done everything you can to prevent this from ever happening again. And I'm supposed to just trust you because you say, trust me. I visit Leonia every couple years. I truly love this town. And literally, I tell everybody about how wonderful this town is as I've accumulated new friends over my lifetime. I still have extremely close friends that live here that I speak with multiple times a month and often multiple times a week. What do I want? I would like an acknowledgement. I want an apology. How is it possible in any school system in the last 60 years that a teacher could get away with sexually abusing so many kids over a 14-year period? How is it possible that other teachers wouldn't have seen so many of the signs? I'm completely grateful that I saw a couple of other victims come out. I decided that I couldn't take feeling so poisoned anymore. I beg you to begin changing your school policies so that you are using every possible tool that exists to prevent this from ever happening again. And And so far, I feel that you have not done everything you can. It appears that you feel what you have in place is enough, and we are all asked to trust you. Yes, I'm repeating that. Well, I won't trust you, and I will fear for the children that currently attend Leonia schools and all those that attend in the future until you decide to do everything in your power to keep this from happening again. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Could we have your address, please? I apologize. Your address, please. Just need your address as a matter of protocol.
Oh, I'm sorry, 141 Crescent Avenue.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes, from 1960 to 1979.
Thank you, Mr. King, also for sharing as well.
Hello, my name is Edward Van Steenwyk. I grew up on Westview Avenue, and we moved up to Holland Boulevard, I think in the 5th grade. Mr. A was not my 3rd grade teacher. Evidently, that happens to be a pattern. I was a normal kid, a happy kid. My 2 sisters also went through ACS all year. And my parents were really good people. They're really honest, trusting people who trusted educators and other kids and other adults who worked with kids. I became a school teacher so that I could help undo the damage that was done to me. I was also abused by a Boy Scout leader. All through 7th grade, I was an angry kid in 7th grade. I left after that year. My Boy Scout leader, he would take me kayaking. And all I really wanted to do was outdoor sports. And so that's what I did. And I even had to suck up that to go kayaking. And so in my later adult life, I became, in addition to a school teacher, an outdoor educator. So that I could take kids kayaking, so I could take kids rock climbing, so I could be what wasn't there for me. In late 90s, I suppose, I was beginning to process the years of my abuse. Sure, there was the Boy Scout guy, and that was extensive. Mr. A, not so much, not so much. I feel lucky compared to many. However, when I was exploring all this with my therapist and whatnot, I wrote some letters. I wrote the principal of ACS. I don't know what her name is now. This would have been in 1998 or so. But I wrote her a physical letter, essentially saying, hey, where is this guy? What's he doing? And this is what he did to me. A physical letter. I got a physical letter in reply. That letter said, I'm sorry, but we have no record of that person being employed here, and I wish you well in your search. I'm sorry, we have no record of that person. That was in 1998. It would have been nice just to say, hey, yeah, we knew about this guy. Yeah, this stuff kind of happened about that, but there's been nothing. And so now it's 25 years later.
I'm here today in a lot better shape than I was a few months ago. Last time I was here, I was broken emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And what you saw from me at that time is the reason so many victims do not come forward. The past few months I've been in rehab getting help from my childhood trauma and my resulting and my alcoholism from the abuse I experienced at the hands of Mr. A as a helpless child. The abuse does not only affect me, it affects my wife, my children, my parents, as well as all the relationships in my life. To my parents that still reside on Irving Street, I want to tell you, just as it wasn't my fault, it wasn't any fault of yours either. The countless times my parents have said they are sorry for not protecting me as a child at the time. They only thought they were sending me off to school, which should have been the safest place for a child. But that place should have been the safest place for me, and should have been a safe place for me and all the victims of Mr. A. Resulted in a lifetime of anguish that we have carried with us for all these years, and so have my parents. As of today, there are still people in this town that are protecting Mr. A. After our last meeting, the subject came up on social media. Here is an example of one of the comments made by a current resident of this town. And I quote, "Are you kidding me? Question mark. Please don't get me started. This is all bull mess. You guys just keep dredging up the past. Let it go. It is history in time. And as we all should know, history has a habit of repeating itself. I would like to commend the mayor of this town for speaking out publicly and acknowledging what happened, which has helped us to begin the healing process. I wish the Leonia Board of Education would follow suit. To the board, as far as I know, most of you are volunteers. It hurts all of the victims involved to know that the board is being silenced by a law firm that is telling them how to proceed in this matter. And that obviously means nothing, not speaking up for the victims. I pray to God no one on the board or in this room have ever known or have experienced sexual abuse. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Billy Gonzales, brother to Joe and my brother Michael. One of the 6 Gonzales boys that roamed these streets a couple decades ago. Attended a wonderful school, lived in a wonderful town. That was magical at the time, and we really appreciated that. I'm here to support my 2 brothers as well as my extended family, these other brothers, these other casualties, these other victims of Mr. A. Okay. Just a little background about myself. I'm a retired New York State trooper. I did 32 years with the New York State Police. Prior to that, I did 3 years in the Marine Corps. I graduated from Leonia High School in 1980. I've seen these cases all of my career. I was a road trooper for 7 years, an investigator for 25 years. In those 25 years as an investigator, I worked hundreds of these cases, interviewed hundreds of children, ages from 4 to 16. Took statements from them, arrested the perpetrators when it was necessary to, and when we had the evidence. I just say that these cases are the absolute worst to work and the absolute hardest to prove. But this case is different. This is not hard to prove. We know we have a convicted felon in this case, Mr. A. We know what happened in 1981. We know that that was the only time that the abuse stopped. From 1967 to 1981, sense like my brother's here. I was in the company of Mr. Ray, yes. I went to the ball games with Mr. Ray, yes. I was in the basement, yes, with the lights out, yes. I played on the mats with Mr. Ray as we wrestled around in the dark. We played hide and seek. I remember Mr. Ray straddling me as I laid down on the mat, straddling me, lifting up my shirt and tickling me. I was probably 9 years old, 1971 or so. So that is typically what happened with Mr. Ray's victims. That was part of the grooming process, and I was being groomed. Thankfully, I did not go what these gentlemen went through. And I can stand here and say, thank God that that didn't happen to me. But that's no consolation. My hurt is with all these men. All of our hurt should be with these men and the other victims that are known but have not come forward yet, that are not known and have not come forward. This is just a drop in the bucket, quite frankly. So I just want to say, to tie the law enforcement part in, I've been retired 10 years, but I think, and maybe this is what happens in your hiring practice when you hire staff and faculty. You have your degrees and you have your teacher certifications, but I'm hoping that you also look at character. You also look at moral fitness. Any new hires who come before you. The proper qualifications is one thing, but there's a whole other side of the story that I think the board should maybe implement some plans. There's social media you could be checking. There's all sorts of public records you could be checking with new potential employees. So I would just suggest that, and also that if you do have school social workers, that they work closely with your local detectives and they work closely with child protective services. If you can get these group of people to be on a first-name basis and to be in touch frequently, that would help identify victims sooner, and that would help the process of the investigation. I want to thank you for your time and thank you for your commitment to serving your community.
Thank you.
All right. Hello, everybody, and good evening. My name is Michael Gonzales, 115 Irving Street, and I stand here before you not just as a survivor of abuse by a teacher, but as someone whose life has been shaped and reshaped by the journey that's followed. When I first came forward with my story, I thought it would be about my feeling alone. I wasn't prepared for what happened next. People, some I knew, others complete strangers, began to come up to me and share their own experiences about abuse. They trusted me with their stories they had never spoken about before. At first, I didn't know how to respond. I wasn't expecting to carry the weight of other people's pain alongside mine. But over time, I began to see something I hadn't seen before. By telling my story, I had given others permission to tell theirs. By standing here, I became someone others could recognize themselves in. That has changed my outlook. It has shown me that maybe my voice is meant more than just my own healing. Maybe my purpose is to help shine the light on what so many of us have carried in silence.
and to make sure that the next generation of students never have to endure what I did. I never asked for this path, but I believe now that my accuracy was where my story has led me. And with that comes a responsibility to speak, to stand, and to keep pushing. Pushing, 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 and pushing. I can't emphasize that word enough. For a safe future of every child. And those to yous out there, to my fellow survivors, my brothers and my sisters, I want you to hear this. We are no longer those children who were silenced and hurt. We are men and women now. We carry scars, but we also carry strength. We have walked through pain, and yet we stand together, moving forward, not as victims, but as men and women who refuse to be broken. I am proud to stand here among you. We were chained, but together we found the key. And to the Board of Ed, I just want to wish you a successful school year. One where every child is seen, heard,